Good morning, guys. Good morning. There we go. This looks nice. Getting some movement in the charts. $6.20. All right, let's see what we got over here. Should we do both of these? $130 points. Interesting. I'm just gonna mark out all these highs. I just want to see how price reacts to like each of these. So we took this high, a little, as long as just like a little high, right? So it's nothing. I would say it's nothing like significant, but a lot of times when you're scalping, if you mark out a lot of these highs, price will react to these. So, you know, you can either like scalp the short on this for like a few points, or if price like comes in like closes above this, then you know you can scalp to the next high, which is how many points? 30 points. So, you know, that's like something you guys can add as like confluence into your strategy. I wouldn't just like blindly scalp into it, but that's something I look at. This is that level from yesterday that we were wanting broken, and like it just never broke. So I guess price went up. Yo, Alan, what's up? Good morning, Salt player. Salt plays, not player. Yeah, good morning. Bearish reaction at daily IFG. I don't know what that is. $6.25. I want to see us test this. I may even set a limit here. How many points does this gap? 17 points. One second, guys. I gotta set up my charts. So we have 4 minutes till market open. So this was Thanksgiving. That was London. This is last year's PA. Oh yeah, so there was a lot of movement last year. All right. Let's see if we can get a trade in then. So 3 minutes till market open. I want to see this dump on market open. And get this level. And if we get a good reaction here and we start going up, these are the levels I'll start looking at. But yeah, if we dump and we just like start closing below this, then you know, like just simply, I'll start just looking at targets which are below these lows, and then yeah, probably this price base or this price base. I don't think we'll come down to test these today. I'm pretty convinced on this price base, but yeah, we might test some of these levels if it's pretty bearish. We'll see, but I'm expecting a dump on market open. How's my Thanksgiving? It was great. Spent Thanksgiving with my in-laws and then spent Thanksgiving with my family as well. So it was really good. How about you guys? Good morning, Manu. Dude, my mom made so much food. I think we brought back like at least 20 servings back. It's kind of crazy. She did that for everyone there too. Okay, market opens soon. Good morning. How's about this? Yeah, this looks weak. There's a little volume coming in. I'll watch this on the one. Spread looks bigger on micros. Oh, really? Honestly, like, I want to short this, but I have no confidence to short it. I just want to short it off like my urge. So I wonder if that means I should long this, you know? Let's see. Let me open up some of this stuff. Okay, well, I mean, obviously PA is looking strong, right? We'll see how some of the next candles close. And we'll see what we get. You're in longs? Yeah, it's looking good. If you got in down here, it's looking great. Yeah, I'm still kind of liking long on this. 20 points. I'm gonna mark it in long, and I'm just gonna go for a quick scalp to this next high up here, which is around 423. My entry is a little bad, but I'm just trying to eat a little bit. That looks really strong. I kind of want to just get it in on that momentum. Nice. I'm gonna move my stop up just a little bit to the bottom of the current candle. What a massive bull candle, right? I want to see that high taken. Ooh. No way, right? There's no way, right? Dang, that's crazy. Oh, that feels bad. Yeah, and we did have flat body here, but I was really hoping that had enough momentum to hit that. How many points are we off? 1 point. Yeah. Maybe I should have just gone break even. It was so close to being hit. Yeah, I don't know. That was unfortunate. That's alright. Honestly, that's my fault. I got in a really bad entry. Honestly, after we saw this candle break above, I probably should have just longed on this down candle here. That's probably what I should have done, but that's just hindsight bias, right? I kind of like sell on this. I'm gonna sell. My stop's in a good spot. I'm gonna look to move down my stop as PA moves down. But if we get the follow through on this, this is my target down here. I'm gonna watch this on the 15 second so I can move my stop down a little more aggressively. So I'm moving my stop down to this high on the 15 second, right? I really like this. I might actually add a contract here. I'm still gonna watch this on the 15-second chart, but I'm also watching it on a few other time frames, so. You don't want to see that bear candle. I don't want to see too many bull candles here. I do like this candle. I think this will go down. And then that'll be perfect. I'll set my stop break even. I don't see that go down though. Come on. Come on. I'm not liking that PA. I'm gonna actually, oh shoot. I need to pull the trigger a little faster. I'm gonna hold this, but this might stop me out for kind of a bigger loss. Yeah, if we're going down, I was pretty convinced that we would have came down and hit this, but I don't know. Maybe we don't have the volume for the follow through. Damn. Yeah, that stopped me out. That's unfortunate. I'm still bearish on this, but maybe adding to that was not the right move. I'm gonna watch PA and I might look to re-enter a short, but I do want to see how some of these other candles close. Because I was looking really bearish, but now the 5 minutes putting in a huge wick. $40 left on the 5 minute. Now put our 15-minute orb. I'm gonna sell short here. I'm gonna put my stop above the previous high that we just created. Like I'm still bearish on this, but I think I probably just joined a little too late. Test this base. We left a decent gap on the 5 minute, so I think that is a big plus. And let me mark out our orb. There we go. Actually, our M15 orb. Dang, I want to add to this, but now I'm a little hesitant because we didn't get that straight follow through that I was expecting. Like, I don't want to see this stall out here, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm short, I wanted to see this get broken, like, quickly. Yeah, I'm still gonna hold on to this. Yeah, PA is just a little choppy. Yeah, this might stop me out. I'm gonna keep my stop here though. I think that's still where I would want my high to be protected. So this, if this gets taken, it would just completely invalidate my trade. But if we kind of get this, then that would validate my trade. So I'm just gonna hold this, and if we ever break below the orb, I'll probably look to add like one more contract into this. ES didn't sweep. 3 slot swaps trades in a row. Yeah. Market's collecting money, yeah. Unfortunately. Nice, good job. How's about this? You got a good trade? No beats today? Oh yeah, you're right. Let me turn on some music. I think that stopped me out. It's okay. I still think we'll get a decent move to recover. How many points was this? That was 80 points. I'm gonna look short one last time. If this 1 minute or 15-second candle doesn't close above this, or look in 1 minute. Actually, okay, I like how the 15-second is, but I don't like how the 1 minute is. It's leaving a gap. Yeah, this honestly looked like a really good setup for me to short this. But the charts are doing the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. So I'm considering doing the exact opposite of what I want to do. No, I'm just gonna kind of watch a little bit. I do like how the 5 minute closed. Man, I do want to buy this. I'm gonna go ahead and contract. This will be my high target, but we'll see how price reacts here, and I'll be a little quicker to take profits here if we start seeing a little rejection. Okay. Let me know if the music's too loud, guys. I do like this PA. Okay. Bro, like what is this, man? You gotta be kidding me. That's insane. Well, I'm pretty biased short again now. I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna keep my stop above this base. I think this is a base that'll be respected. If we start to break down below these lows, I'll move my stop down. But I want to see these lows broken. It looks like we're gonna leave a pretty fat gap on the 1 minute. And we're leaving some big wicks on the 15-second or 15-minute chart, so bro, there's no way. There's no way. I know, this is terrible. That's probably the worst start we've had all week. I'm gonna hold my stop. If I'm honest, I kind of want to add a contract to this. But I'll probably trade a single contract today. This has been just not following my system at all today, so. Kind of short for 1K and open? Dude, nice, man. That's massive. Dude, honestly, I like longs and shorts, which is probably a good sign for me to get out and stop trading, but I don't want to. This might stop me out. If this stops me out, I'm probably gonna wait for the orb to break, and then, you know, if we break bullish out of the orb, I'll look for the scalp, and then if we break bearish, this is still my target. But yeah, I think on the lower time frame, we're just setting higher highs, lower highs. We're not really respecting this price base. So it just takes my stop and goes. Shit, I'm still gonna mark this low out. Yeah, we're just kind of right in the middle, right, of our orb. When was market open? Okay, so we're a little bit above open. Forced to get my winnings today and get a second pat? Yeah, dude. No, yeah, I would 100% do that. I took 150 on this account a couple days ago, and I just didn't trade on it because I secured a payout. I would 100% just not trade if you're at a payout. Like I would like start another eval. I would trade on a different funded, you know, I would do other things. I would not trade on it if you secure the payout. Everything in my bones is telling me to short this. You know, rejection off this base. But I've been wrong like 4 times today already, so I'm just gonna sit on my hands and probably wait for the break of an orb. If no orb, then this might be our second red day ever. I'm still pretty confident we can find something. Like man, I really want to short this, but I know I shouldn't. Dang, I'm liking that though. No, guys, I'm short. Let's see. I kind of mixed up above this. But if we keep on respecting this price base, I'll move my stop down. Probably still only trade a single contract. Unless we break orb. I think orb would be my signal to add another one. Until we break orb, I think, you know, there's a chance that we could just keep ranging. But if we break orb, then I think for sure, I think the chances that we break down are just a lot higher. So I'll look to add down here. But for now, I want a single contract. $63 is reacting off of outer VWAP band. Are you on the session VWAP? So I have my weekly VWAP open. Session. Oh yeah. We're way overextended on our session, but until we really get accepted back into value area, it's actually, you know, it's bullish until we get accepted back, but we have structural break leading into VWAP, or I mean leading into value area. Yeah. Pretty big push up. Let me draw out this trend line. I want to see where we're at. Yeah, I can see us bull flagging here too. Right? I think that's a valid scenario. We're rejecting the first deviation for VWAP pretty well. We left like 3 wicks on the 1 minute. Yeah, I still like how we're respecting this base, but if we start to close over, I may just close this trade out a little early. Yeah, I mean, you want to see this broken. Another clean volume candle down, see that broken, and then I want to just, you know, see this broken and add here. But I mean, kind of looks like bulls are in control. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna look to close this trade out. I'm gonna wait a few more seconds for a few more candles to play out. But I don't know, we'll see. This could also be trapping bulls too. Yeah, I'm pretty conflicted on signals, so it's probably better to just stay out of the market. So, like, if you guys look at like the 15-minute chart, like, just looking at this, let me get rid of some drawings. Like, leaving these huge wicks, that's just super bearish to me. 30-minute chart, that's bearish, right? But we're not really getting a clean follow through on our moves, so it's the only reason I'm a little concerned. I could see the bullish scenario, but I can also see the bearish scenario. So yeah, I was waiting to see if we started to break above this base, and if we did, I was just gonna close this out early, but we're still kind of respecting our broken base here. You can see a volume imbalance on the 15-minute chart. Oh yeah. There's not much to push it up, eh? Nothing is clear. Yeah, nothing's clear, man, but that's true. I would say I'm like 51% biased short and 49% biased long. So as soon as we start closing below these lows though, I actually be really convinced that we're short. To at least 301. Where's 301? Yeah, 301 would be like my first target. Yeah, well that makes sense. That's the session value area. Okay, we're starting to get acceptance into value area. Any other day I would have added to this, but P is a little unsuspecting today, so I'm probably just gonna chill off one contract. I'm also down like 4 trades, so it's probably better to just size down today. I like that reaction a lot. I want that candle to close pretty bearish. If it closes also pretty bearish on the 15-second chart, being a little bit more confident in this move. Yeah, we're not getting that follow through. What does this look like on the 5-minute? 2.5 minutes left on the 5-minute. Did I 1 hour close? Oh yeah, 1 hour close doji. Pre-manipulation? Yeah, I mean, there's probably not enough volume, not enough like market orders to really drive this down. So it's just chasing limit stops. Yeah, I would say our only hope is that we do have like price weakening. So that's one thing I'll look at. But if we start doing a pattern like this, and that's gonna look up, right? You know, if we create some like a rounded bottom. That's one thing I'll watch out for. It's definitely possible. I mean, it really looks like price doesn't want to go down, but it doesn't really want to go up either. So it might just be in some sort of range. But we're gonna take the play that, you know, price is weakening down. That'll be our bias, or my bias, until we see something else. Like if we see higher highs and higher lows getting formed here, then I might switch to long bias, but I think right now I'm short. Yeah. Yeah, how's about this? I think sitting on your hands in this PA is honestly probably the better move. Yeah, with that said, I think my daily loss, like my personal daily loss on this account is probably be like 3,000. So yeah, I'll probably just keep on trading, maybe just for entertainment for you guys. I haven't activated my other XFAs yet, so we'll kind of wait on that, and then once we have a little bit more, you know, might take a little more conservatively, but it's post Thanksgiving, guys. Let's celebrate. Let's take some trades. You guys can sit on your hands. I'll trade for us. I mean, kind of what I see is that we're just coiling, right? Like, I'm just gonna kind of roughly draw these. We're like kind of in this pennant, right? We wiped out a lot of, it's got a lot of shorts. We wiped out some longs, but like this is giving me like, you know, like these are a lot of equal lows. So I would assume it's more attracted down here, especially because this base is my target. Like I think this is a high conviction base, and excuse me, I really want to see price come down and test this, but yeah, I think there's just not enough follow through, not enough like market orders to really see like the aggression down. So we're not really quite getting that move that we're looking for. And you know, we might not get it today. It is Black Friday, so you know, maybe people are shopping. That's good. That's a PA we want to see. Full port for the boys, 15 minis. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'll full port a eval for you guys. I've been considering getting, trying to get like max allocation at Lucid. I've been reading through their stuff. Yeah, Lucid looks pretty good. It looks like they're have a good amount of customers too. So, do you guys know anything about Lucid trading? The prop firm. You're finding it hard to make money just on a practice account. I think personally, I think if you're finding it hard to make money on just like a paper account, it's probably a methodology, right? Because my assumption would be that you're like, you know, you're just risking a certain percentage and your psychology is like pretty good because, you know, it's just practice account. So assuming that your risk and your psychology is solid on your practice account is probably just your methodology. So I don't know, like I don't know what you're trading, but yeah, maybe work on trying to increase your RR on your trades or increase your win rate on your trades. I would find for like other confluences, I don't know, look at the EMAs. Are you like constantly trading against the trend? Like, yeah, I would look for like certain stats. Yeah. I'm probably gonna exit this guy's. You know, this is that bullish scenario that we were talking about, where we create kind of a rounded bottom. We start creating higher highs. We're already creating higher highs here. Yeah, if this 1 minute closes above, I'll look to go long here. Why not? Let's do it. We'll go into contracts. We'll target this high. We'll see how price reacts here. But yeah, that's my advice. Ajay, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but yeah, I think if you're failing to make money on paper, it's probably just methodology. I would work on your system. Yeah, I think there are a lot of things you can do to improve your system. Assuming that you don't just trade, a little bit more freestyle. You know, like if you see a bull flag, you'll trade it. Because I think that's completely valid. Like if you see a bull flag, you trade it. Bear flag, you trade it. Head and shoulders, you trade it. Like those all have good. What's it called? Those all have a good edge. So yeah, I would just work on your edge, man. There's a lot of things you can do to improve it. So Lucid is solid. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I was looking at either Lucid or my funded futures or alpha futures. I had a few accounts at my funded futures, but I ended up blowing them. They're 50K accounts though, so they have that 50% off for those pro accounts. So I'm kind of looking at that. Maybe I'll get some 150K allocation at my funded futures. But yeah, I'm looking at Lucid. They have a new account coming out, the Flex account. It's a little bit more industry standard, so yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm pretty much full allocated at Tradeify, so I might get one more account because I have 4 accounts there. Yeah. So I think Lucid's my top choice right now. And then my funded features, and then alpha features. Oh, 6K maximum loss limit on 150K? Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I saw that they have a higher profit target, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll probably just full port it if I had a 150K. Yeah, we'll see. Nice, Mikey. How does that work? So you can take profits, right? On a TPT account? Like, so you, just say you reset it for 650, but you made like 1200. Can you just take out 1200? Is that how TPT works? Yeah, because I was looking at take profit as well, but I just really don't like they have intraday trailing drawdown. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I come from Forex and more of a like a swing trading background. I like to really hold my trades, especially if I find something good. I'm gonna add a contract to this. Yeah, I like to hold my trades, so that's the only thing for me. Intraday sucks, but it's only for the buffer zone? What does that mean? Oh, really? Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. You know what? I might look at Take Profit Trader then. Nice. Thanks for that information. I will look into Take Profit a little bit more. Oh, actually, their Black Friday deal is like the refund fee, right? We'll see. I kind of like the others better, just a kind of a flat discount. But yeah, we'll see. I guess refund's good because I want to see that get bought up. If this gets bought up, it's looking like preliminary supply, and we might just pop up. That's looking good. Yeah. We kind of talked about that. It's like Wyckoff theory. If you see this kind of type of price action, you just see a pretty big pop up. But I don't know, maybe we're lacking volume. Volume is just going straight down. Yeah, you like the daily payouts? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, honestly, maybe just having like one TPT account might be pretty cool. Yeah, so we had supply buildup, but we couldn't break out. I would say that's a little bearish. I'm gonna close out my position. I don't want to risk more than 500 on this, and we were in 2 contracts, so. Yeah, guys, I'm kind of at my limit of what I want to lose on this account. For the day, dang, this was not a good week. Besides this day should have been like 10K because of the outages and stuff, but still, it's still not great. It would have been like a 2K week, 1K week. But that's no biggie, right? It's a holiday weekend, so we're just not really getting the follow through. I really like to get, like, a lot of my trades that I win, you know, we really like to get that follow through on our plays. Like, for example, like, I think if I was trading this any other day, I'd look long off the supply here. Just don't have it. I think we're just ranging. Either this or, you know, if we ever do get a breakout, I have those targets, but yeah, I think it's just honestly just chasing limits and just eating orders. There's like no real distribution to this, in my opinion. Yeah, let me take a look at ES. Yeah, I mean, ES is looking stronger for sure. You come back stronger next week? Yeah, for sure. I'm coming back next week with 4 Express accounts and so let me check something actually. Yeah, we'll come back next week with 4 Express accounts and a lot of evals. I'm gonna probably scoop up some evals today, and then we'll work on those evals together too next week. Try to aim for like getting 15 accounts. I think probably 15 accounts is what I want to work on or work with. Locked out, no trade until Monday. Yeah, smart man. Yeah. I honestly probably would have locked out a little bit earlier on this, but I wanted to entertain you guys. But I think 3K is my limit, so guys, I apologize. I really want to trade more for you guys, but I really don't want to risk any more on this account. A new option for top set without activation fee. I like it. But I think it really depends on your trading level, right? I think if you're prone to failing accounts, then I would probably just go with the one with the activation fee because it's a little cheaper. I mean, cheaper if you have to reset, right? But if you're pretty confident in just doing it in one go, then yeah, I go with the one with no activation fee. What prop am I thinking? I'm thinking Lucid. I'll have 4 accounts at Top Step. I have 4 at Tradeify. And I might look for maybe 4 at Lucid. Or yeah, probably 4 at Lucid. But also that my funded futures deal looks really nice as well. So like 50% off on their pro plan. I just don't like it. You can't trade news on it. Not that I actively like look out for red folder news, but I just don't want to accidentally trade it, you know. Am I sticking to Project X or going to Tradeivate? I'm going to go to Tradeivate on everything, but I'm probably going to use Top Step's Project X to copy trade to my other accounts, to all the Tradeivate accounts. So I'll still be using Project X to trade. Yeah, TradeBit's not bad. I don't think it's a bad platform, especially if you like trading on TradingView. I don't mind trading on TradingView, so I don't mind Trade8, but I do like Project X a little better. Mainly just because I like the UI, like the numbers up here. But in terms of like actual trading, it's pretty similar. You recommend me study ICT mentorship? No, I've looked into a little bit of ICT. He just, I mean, I don't like I don't bag on any other trading strategies. I think anything could work. I think you can literally make any edge work, and ICT probably has an edge, right? I'm assuming ICT has an edge, but I looked over a little bit a while ago, and ICT just kind of regurgitates a lot of concepts that are already known. For example, like I think the biggest example is like fair value gap. I mean, that's always been known as an imbalance, like for decades, you know. And just renaming it fair value gap, I don't know if that really changes anything. Unless there's something he looks for specifically in a fair value gap, you know. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just looking to build on to my own system that I kind of built. So I don't really want to clutter my head with too much other things, you know. Why Exaziel? I don't know. Sorry if I butchered your name, man. Oh, price latency is faster than Project X on TradeFi? Oh, interesting. Yeah. Look into that too. Use TradingView for the indicators? Yeah, I do too. I think when I'm trading, I look at my TradingView charts. But yeah, honestly, it's just the UI on Top Step that I really like. Like the balance, your realized, your unrealized, your daily maximum loss limit. I think like those are kind of nice to keep track of while you're trading. So that's kind of why. Oh man, I want to short this, guys, but I can't. Al Brooks? Yeah, Al Brooks is good. He's friends with Tom Hugard? Yeah, I really like Tom Hugard too. I think Tom Hugard's a great trader. Yeah, I really want to see this broken. Like, whoops. Like go below the 50 EMA on the 5 minute, and then what time is it? 10:30. Yeah, I just don't think there's enough time for this move to happen, unless it just dumps. Yeah, I probably just see this ranging, man. I don't think this is going to make any huge moves. I think this was really unfortunate that this didn't hit our TP. What indicators do I use for TradingView? I wish they got implemented on project. There's hard time for alignment I used there from the habit. Yes, exactly. Like I like to have like, so my moving averages. So I have like the 10-day moving average and the 20-day moving average, but I like to look at those on the lower time frame as well. But you can't like use the higher time frame on the lower time frame. Excuse me. You can only use like your chart data. So I do like that as well. For example, I'll bring over my trading view. This green line here, this is on the hourly chart, this bottom middle. This green line is the 20-day moving average on the 1 hour chart, and you can't really do that on Project X. So that is something I like to look at. Yeah, having like multi-time frame indicators is for sure. I like that on TradingView. So no, market closes early today, I believe. Do you guys know what time it closes? I think it closes soon. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know what time exactly. But yeah, I think if this was a normal day, no, I'm just coping. No, I want to say if this was a normal day, I would have won more trades, but you know, you have bad days, you have good days, so we'll just chalk this up as a bad day, guys. I think it's better to just not risk more. 3K is like my limit. I didn't want to risk more than that today, especially being like the day after a holiday, so I did take some extra trades for you guys. Oh, it closes at 1:15 p.m. Okay. We got some time. How many points was this move? 20 points. How do I plan on using Project X as master? Using TradeSyncer. I don't know if there are any better trade copiers. That's just the one I found. So I'd probably use TradeSyncer. The only downside with using TradeSyncer is that it's a little expensive if you want a lot of accounts, or a lot of like different like, not like separate trading accounts, but like if you want to trade from Top Step and just say like Alpha and Lucid, I think it gets pretty expensive. I think the base plan is $50 for like 2 separate accounts, but under each account you can have 20 accounts. So, but yeah, that's how I plan on using it. And the other downside of that is that if you want to copy trade Project X on TradeSyncer, you need to access their API, and it's like $30 a month to access their API. So that's another fee that you have to pay for on top of it. So with that said, if you guys find a better trade copier, let me know. But yeah, that's just what I use for now. I hope that answers your question, man. Who's my favorite trader? Are you talking about like my favorite Instagram trader or just like my favorite trader? I think if it's just like my favorite trader, it's probably Ed Sekoda. I think Ed Sekoda is pretty goated, so. Yeah, if you're talking about my favorite Instagram trader, probably BPC. I don't know what his actual name is, but I think BPC trades. He's solid. I think he's a fantastic trader. Yeah, I think he's live on Top Step. He's he got moved to Top Step Live. I think he made like 170K on his Express account or something like that. He got moved to live. I remember just seeing a clip of him. And I just kind of looked into his stuff. I think his methodology is like pretty decent. Like he has an edge, right? But I think his psychology is great. His psychology is really, really good. So. It was on a 50K account as well, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's impressive. Like, and I think he's making a lot of profit on his live account as well. I don't know. I don't really keep up, but whenever his content kind of shows up in my feed, I watch it. I think he's pretty good. You like Slevin? I don't know who that is. I'll look that up. How many years did it take me to become profitable? I would say like 4 years. I think after the 4-year mark, that 5th year was like, it started to click. And the crazy thing is, it wasn't even like, because I would say maybe on like the 2nd or 3rd year, I was more swing trading Forex. Like I developed a profitable system, but I wasn't profitable, right? And I think it was that year I read Biggest Loser Wins, and I read a bunch of different other books, The Mental Game of Training. Yeah, there's a few other books I read that just kind of really helped me click with trading. So if you guys haven't read those books, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, it was just my psychology that was suffering, and it was really holding down my trading. Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks for that, Gasper. I didn't know that. So Gasper just said to, oh, this is one of my accounts. Gasper said to click on this thing, and it shows you when the market closes. That's cool. Thanks, man. I didn't know that. I've had TradingView for so long, I had no clue. My thoughts on my Forex funds coming back? Dude, they better give me my account back. I had an account there. I hope they come back and give me my funded account. That'd be great. Yeah, if they come back and I get my funded account back, I will also show you guys my swing trading on Forex as well. I think it's pretty clean. It's definitely better than my futures. Like I've only been trading futures for like a little bit over a month now. Like I've never touched Nasdaq before that. Yeah. I had a 200K account there. So I would like that back if possible. Yeah, if you guys like to swing trade at all, definitely I'm a lot better at swing trading than I am at trading futures. So I can show you guys that too. Yeah, I would mainly trade the Canadian dollar. So it's weird because this chart's inverted. If you trade UCAD, it's inverted the other way. Yeah, I hope my Forex Funds comes back. I hope they can just return to business as usual. You know, kind of pay out everyone who has had pending payouts, give their accounts back to everyone. I think that'd be good. I think they'd make a comeback, in my opinion. I don't really like FTMO too much. The fivers are not bad, but the fivers have a no news trading rule. So, and I like to swing trade, so my limits sometimes get hit during like news events. So I can't really trade on the fivers with my system. They won the lawsuit. Yeah, I've been keeping up with it. Yeah, I'm hoping they come back a little stronger. With that said, I think P is looking pretty bullish. I like this. I think we can see this, right? Unless we get like a fat bear candle, I think we're probably going up. Good morning. You can hear me today? Am I usually pretty quiet? I can try to turn that up. It's actually at max volume already, so maybe I just talk quiet. Yeah. My bad. This is bullish, but I wonder if it breaks up. If you just get caught on this resistance again. Mic is usually low. Thanks for all you're doing for the community. Yeah, of course, bro. I appreciate it. Hopefully I can impart some sauce for you guys. Get you guys some payouts. Speaking of payouts, let me check my top set payout and see where it's at. Okay. They haven't sent the funds yet, but it looks like everything's processed. Thoughts on the 5-minute versus 15-minute orb? Well, you just have more confluence. Like, whatever your analysis is, the higher the time frame candles, it's gonna win over your lower time frame candles, right? So I would say if you just wait for the 15-minute, it's probably stronger confluence. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that's about it. Let's see, what was the 5-minute orb today? So, market open candle, I'm on the 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's your 5-minute orb, right? And you just have 1, 2, like 3, 4, maybe 3 false breakouts out of the orb. So yeah, cool. But yeah, that's what I would say. The 15-minute, just any higher time frame analysis is just gonna be a little stronger. So this was bullish and it's pushing. How many points would have that been? Like, you've been up like almost 20 points if you took this long. Pax try to use a 30-second orb. Alright, let me take a look. I don't know who that is, but let's see what the 30-second orb looks like. Oh yeah, that's solid. I don't know how reliable that is over the long run, but it looks good today. But it looks like we're getting our breakout, guys. Yeah, if you're either long, I would definitely be looking at these two levels for the short-term target. If we get a move all the way up here, this would be my targets for today, 80 points from here, which is doable, but volume is a little low today, so I would probably keep my targets a little lower. Yeah, and honestly, more than anything, I'm kind of surprised that we broke through. Like I was really bullish on, or bearish on this PA. But we're never able to break this low here. This low. And if you extend it, it's like the bottom of the range. So let's see. I'd probably consider this the bottom of the range. Oh wait, wrong candle. This one. I consider that the bottom of the range. So we're just never really able to break it. You know, if you got PA like that, that's kind of what I was hoping for yesterday. But you know, yesterday's Thanksgiving, so you won't have that volume. But I was assuming that, you know, we wouldn't get this move quite yet. That would come down first, but yeah, I don't know. Price just wanted to go up. The top of the orb. Look at the Dow. Oh wow, we pumped today. Yeah, that looks good today. Let's check ES. We're at bases on ES. Yeah, just rejected off top of the orb. You might short the Dow here? Yeah, I think we don't have the volume to break out. ES is hitting a macro base. Nasdaq is just failing to really make a move. I think there's confluences for shorting, but like 5-minute candle looks bullish. 15-minute candle might close bullish. We still have some time on it. 1 hour candle looks good. Actually, 1 hour candle looks, yeah, it looks pretty good for, I mean, it looks a little bullish, right? But it might end a little indecisive. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This PA has been so bad. But that makes sense, right? Quick 100, nice, dude, huge. Honestly, all I wanted was 150 profit on this account today, but we ended up minus 3,000. So, yeah. Come back stronger next week. Yeah, I was a little lower risk on my TradeFi, and I didn't take a lot of the trades that I took on my Project X accounts that I did on my TradeFi accounts. My TradeFi accounts are looking okay today. I think I take a payout from them next week after like one or two more days of trading. Yeah, the double top. Negative P&L Fridays. Yeah, I also hear a lot of people say that they lose a lot more on Mondays and Fridays, which makes sense. Just in terms of liquidity, it makes sense, right? I think people have less of a clear direction on Mondays, so there's just less orders. Fridays, people are, you know, kind of logging off for the weekend, so you get less orders. Yeah, this PA is ugly though. This isn't great, PA. Yeah, if any of you guys like came out profitable out of this, like, hats off to you. It's good. I think today required a ton of patience. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little torn. I don't know if I should take trades for entertainment purposes or, you know, trade how I would normally trade, but I feel like it would be just really boring. I don't know. Like, I'm down 3,000 on my 150K Express, but we're up across my 4 TradeFi accounts. We're up 2,800 today. But that's like, we're up 2,800, and that's like the content I want to show you guys, right? But it's just boring. I took one trade on my TradeFi account, and it was the same trade. I just closed it out a little earlier because they have consistency. It was a trade. I can't remember what trade it was actually. Pretty sure it was a short. Did we short this? I think we shorted this, right? You lost your account, Alexander? Oh man, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Today's price action was not good. I would say on the bright side, accounts are really cheap right now. Sideways with zero volume, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just don't get the breakthrough. Like, to really make out of ranges like this, or like, you know, honestly bigger ranges, to get the breakout here, you need to flood market orders. Like, people need to just flood in, right? And you want to see really aggressive candles, but you just didn't get that. You got a lot of fake outs. You know, you get your break of structure here, and if we had like strong volume, this probably would have chopped up, right? Taking this, maybe come down, like huge move, but we just don't have the volatility. Personally, I prefer to just stick to trades you would like and take and not entertain. Okay, yeah, we'll take a poll or something, because I don't know, maybe we can do something on the side. Maybe we can go on like Forex replay and do some Forex battles, or not Forex, but do some like futures battles while we wait for trades. I don't know, we'll figure something out. Yeah, because I definitely want to give you guys like quality content, right? And Yeah, there are definitely a few trades here that I wouldn't have taken. But I mean, with that said, there are trades that I would have taken today. So it's not like I'm giving you guys just like purely entertaining trades. Like I would have taken this long 10 times over. I don't know, it just didn't hit my TP. Once it broke, I'm pretty sure we shorted this. I would have taken this 10 times over. And I think there was one more trade. I think the first 3 trades that we actually ended up getting stopped out of, I would have taken. But there are a few trades here that I would have definitely not taken. According to top set, 9:45 Eastern. Or 12:45 Eastern. It's around 9:45 here. Okay. So maybe we can go over a little bit of macro analysis here. I'm gonna get rid of some of my drawings, or all of them really. So we did hit the bottom of this channel. We've been in this channel for a few years. This is a huge channel that we've been in. This is a big dump out of it. But, if you guys were watching this week, we pretty much just said that we were bearish here. Right? That this is what we were expecting, right? We set a new low. But we did mention that, you know, if we ever do break this high, that we would flip bullish. But I don't think we'll see this, right? Like you can already see price action kind of rounding out, right? So I'm expecting some sort of distribution pattern, whether it's head and shoulders, whether it's a double top, triple top, you know, whatever it is. I do want to see a pullback before we see a move up. I'm looking at PA. Yeah, I do want to see a pullback, but I don't know how deep the pullback would be. My assumption would be that this would be the protected low. This is a pretty big wick, right? Just like example here, this is a nice wick. We get a pullback. You know, this wick doesn't get tested, and we climb up. It gets taken later, but just like these wicks, right? I just want to see these protected. So it's kind of the same idea. I think all of this is fair game, and the lower and closer we get to this, I think the harder I'll position, just because my bias is that this low will be protected. Yeah, with that said, now that we cleared these highs, I'm expecting distribution and then another pop up. And once we pop, this is the next high. This will be our next target. So if you guys ever get into a trade, like just say you get into a trade here and we're seeing like super bullish price action, like maybe we can hold for like a huge trade, like 600 points or something. But yeah, that's kind of my bias. Yeah, I don't know what economic news could change that. next month, but we'll see. Because I also did say I really didn't like this low. This low, I was not confident that this was the bottom. But lo and behold, that was the bottom, at least temporary bottom for this push up. Yeah, I will say, how much time do we have? Like an hour and 50 minutes? You probably can't go wrong longing the rest of this. I wouldn't just long randomly, but you know, if you get a good pullback like this. Yeah, if I was trading, I probably would have longed here. So it's actually not too terrible of a position. The reason I would long here is because you obviously have a short squeeze, right? Like you got market structure, a shift in market structure. People went short, and you just get squeezed out. So people are going to cover their shorts. Guarantee you there's people who are short here that just went instantly long to cover. So I would think you can't go wrong with going long here. Yeah, and it's a breakout of the orb as well. I agree. $7.5 stop. Yeah, this is pretty high conviction, but I just don't think it's for me personally. I don't want to trade more on this account, already being down 3K on the day. But I think any other day, I'd probably take this. Target at 482, I think. Is that my target? I have that marked on TradingView. Let me see what that is. What do we got at 482? It's probably just a high, right? 482? What the heck? What do I mark at 482? Never mind. Disregard 482. I don't know why I had that marked. I think I just accidentally moved a trend line. So I'm gonna mark out these highs again. Let's just see how price reacts here. Let's see that one too. Cool. Price coming up, closed on it, came back, retested this high, and we're probably on the way up. And now what I would kind of look for is, I want to see price be a little bullish here, right? And test this, oh whoops, test this, and kind of see the same thing. Start taking out all these highs. What is the point potential? 30 points? Yeah, potential for 30 points here. And if you just long and put your stop below this, what is that? 5 points, 30 points. That's a 6R trade. 5 minutes still looks bullish. 15-minute looks good. 30-minute looks good. 1 hour looks good. Yeah, all time frames are are lining up. Yeah, we're right above the 15-minute orb, right? Still think I really like this idea. Five minutes still looking pretty bullish. 15 minutes looking very bullish. 15-minute looks like it could do a little bit of a deeper retest. So this stop might be a little sensitive, but this is probably personally how I would set my stop. Aim for like a higher RR on this. But yeah, that's just how I like to trade. So, and if it ever comes lower, I'll fish for another higher RR trade. You know, that's what I like to do. So. Yeah, that looks great on the 5 minute. Oops. Alright, that's a solid trade on the 5 minute, right? Anyone in this long? Let's do this. No, wait, that's not what I'm trying to do. Keep an eye on all time frames. This is kind of what I stare at, guys. When I'm like looking over to the right, this is what I'm looking at. I'm just kind of looking at every single time frame and seeing how the candles line up. This looks bullish to me. But reason I say this could see a little deeper retests is because on the 15 minute, we haven't really come down to test this, right? So we could absolutely see this on the 15 minute. Yeah, but the 5 minutes tested, so lower time frame, a little more bullish. Higher time frame is like short term, a little bit more bearish, but equally as bullish, I would say. Just fast scalp, yeah. It's definitely not worth holding your trades too long today, right? I think that was probably my my biggest mistake today. I try to hold my trades, assuming that we would break out, but it ended up just reversing on me every time. So I'll probably still keep the same targets. I don't have the targets on. Let me go back to the top step chart. I think this is easier to watch. So yeah, this would be like my scalp idea. We'll see if we have the volume to break out. How long have you been here? 10 minutes, 12 minutes. It's honestly not what you want to see. Probably just lacking volume. So like we started getting a bearish candle, right? You want to see that get bought up like quick. Yeah, it just doesn't get bought up. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just, I think the way I trade, it's just not, we just don't have the volume for it today. Look at that. Squeeze out short, or squeeze out longs. That's crazy. 15-point candle out of nowhere. That's insane. Like we gotta have orders right here, right? On 50K, believe Monday would be great passing through. Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, especially the way I trade. This is just not. This is not good. Yeah, I think. I don't know, just kind of looking back at how I traded today. I mean, we were pretty aware of the situation today, right? Like how PA would react. But probably just psychologically, I'm just accustomed to how I trade. So, kind of like when I saw this start to break, we entered the short here, right? And then when price started to break, we added, and I think our average position was like somewhere around here, and we just like create these triple lows. Wouldn't even come down to test anything, but this, is it that low? Yeah, this is kind of like what I thought we'd come down to test, right? So this was like our original trade idea. And I kind of trade on that, right? Like we get the sweep, and then I want to see this tap into some sort of base before we see him move up, but we don't really even get that. On this move, you know, it looks like we reclaimed orb. We've been up for 10 minutes building orders, but instead of popping up, you know, it just squeezes out longs. Very manipulative, this price action. I say that literally the only clear trade we had today was this long, right? How we're kind of looking at this. I said we're like setting higher lows, and that this was looking a little bullish, and that we might see something like this. I think that was like the only clear thing that we saw today. Everything else just got faked out. Like even this trade, I would have 100% long this. And I would still 100% long this every time. But maybe not on holidays. Maybe we just reverse trade on holidays. What do you guys think? See you guys on Christmas. We'll just be reverse trading on Christmas. Yeah, catch you later, man. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Sorry the trades were not great today. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some good trades next week. Everyone's probably antsy to trade. Anyone who didn't trade yesterday and today probably really want to trade, you know? So. Dang, look at this false breakout. That's crazy. 5-minute candle close above. 15-minute candle close above. Not the 1 hour though. That's pretty insane. That's so trappy. That's so trappy. That's crazy. Minus 2K resetting TBT count? Yeah. I'm sorry, man. Sorry I couldn't give you guys better insight. But honestly, everything I pretty much said today, I do it all over again. You know, that's just how I trade. It's how I stay consistent. So, I'm sorry it just didn't work out today. You wanted this short all morning? Yeah. Honestly, I did too. I was really wanting this to get taken and then see this move down. But it edged my TP. Try to short it. Edge my TP again. We take it, but we don't even get clear break of structure. It looks like we reclaim it. It looks like we reclaim the level on every time frame up to the 15. You know, that's insane. I think that's just so manipulative. That's crazy. Yeah, that's actually insane. Yeah, that's not even clear on the 15-second chart. This is like probably like a 5-second base, you know? So I would have looked on here, if anything, but I wouldn't have taken this short. I think just because of how the higher time frames were lining up like up to the 15, I would have not taken this short. Like not even in hindsight bias, like I wouldn't take this short. It's just not in my system to take this short. Yeah, I wouldn't chase, guys. It's just too trappy, right? So I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't chase. We've been respecting the 50 EMA on the 5-minute all day too. Yeah, due to low volume? No, I agree. I think all the trades I took today, it needed volume. And I don't know, I think it's just, the only thing I regret is that I knew we weren't gonna have volume today, but like I'm so ingrained to like take these trades that require volume that I just took them anyways. So I think that's the only thing I regret, but other than that, it is what it is, right? Yeah. Just side note, I wouldn't take a minus 3K day if I didn't have this buffer, but we have a decent buffer on this account, so that's why we're taking a little extra loss here. I think 3K is the max outer risk. What crazy PA. Yeah, trying to fill wicks. Yeah. No, I feel you, man. Kind of same boat. But just a lesson learned, right? It's probably more psychological than anything, because you see the trades that you usually take, so you know you want to take them, right? Because you believe you have an edge. But you know, volume is a key driver, so just make that a requirement to take your trades. Low volume day, you just don't take the same trades. Tough lesson, yeah. That's good. Tough lessons are good. You'll learn faster. Yeah, this is why you don't chase, right? You're a beginner ICT concept trader? I could not help you with ICT. So, and I think the more you overcomplicate trading, the harder it's gonna be. Like, you could literally just trade EMAs and have really good risk management and probably be profitable. Like, you probably get chopped up here, but if you have like any sort of market structure knowledge, you know, you're like, oh, we're ranging. You know, the EMAs aren't flipped. Oh, we break out of the range? Okay, our EMAs flipped? All right, we're gonna buy off the EMAs. You know, you can just like honestly create a simple system like that and you'll probably be profitable. I don't know. I think ICT, like I haven't really looked into a lot of ICT, but it doesn't need to be that complicated. Yeah. And I think that is definitely one of the things I want to do. If we ever do some sort of mentorship program on JMK, it'll just be either you guys can, you know, copy my system, and I'll teach you guys exactly how to like trade my system. But you know, it might not work for everyone, right? Like realistically, like you might just like, my system might just not be in line with how you like to trade. So we can develop a system that you guys like to trade. And we can do that in like cohorts. So you guys can meet some other traders, you know, trade with each other, kind of keep each other accountable. I think that's the route that I want to go with this. But yeah, for now, nothing's monetized, you know, YouTube's not monetized, Instagram's not monetized, and I'm just streaming how I trade for free. And we'll keep it like this for a while, until something happens. But I think for now, I'm down to just impart the sauce, you know. And high key, this kind of looks like a good trade, but can't take it. Any other day, I'd look at this as a trade. But yeah, Samrat, I would, especially if you're a beginner, I would not look into ICT. I would just study market structure. Study, I would just look through a lot of charts and see price action. I would learn how to identify support and resistance. And that's really all you need, to be honest, right? Just say you have a clear level. Let's find something. And we can do this on a 5-minute chart too, so. Okay. What looks like a clear level? So just say you have this huge move down, right? And we'll just take this, for example. You have this huge move down and a huge move up, right? So I would consider this like a pretty good demand zone. And just say like we don't know what's gonna happen here. It dumps past it, but just say you have this. Honestly, I don't like the time because this is like end of New York. So I wouldn't take this at end of New York, right? Let's look at this. I think this is better. You have another bullish demand zone, and this is leading into New York, right? So just learn how to identify these. A lot of demand zones, you'll just get chop, right? That just means there are a lot of buyers and sellers kind of fighting. So if you get a lot of chop here, boom, demand zone. A lot of chop here, demand zone. But you want to see big moves off the demand zone, right? So like you get chop and a big move. That means you got a demand zone here, right? So like if you have these drawn out on your chart, market opens, we tap into the demand zone. You can like literally just like, I don't know, set some sort of system, right? Like, okay, if it comes into demand zone, like have some logic behind it. Set my stop below demand zone and I'm gonna long, so this is where market structure would come in, right? Market structure is bearish, right? So you're setting lower lows, lower highs, right? Since market structure is bearish, you're not gonna look to create new highs, right? You're gonna look to create new lows. So honestly, in this, if I'm honest, I would have targeted probably past these highs but below these highs. Because like on the macro, right? This is kind of what you want to see. So this is just in my system, this is probably what I would have taken. Like I would have taken and probably looked to take out these highs. Obviously this trade wouldn't have worked out, but this is kind of what I mean. Just like have some sort of system that works over the long run. Because I'm sure if you did this over the long run, you'd make money. And especially since there's a lot of time, you know, you could even take profits here. Just say you entered like five micros, take profits here and then move your stop break even. And you're up for the day, even though this retraces on you. And yeah, I mean, if you have some sort of system like that, like you'll be profitable. As long as you can keep your risk and your psychology in check. ICT works for you, Derek. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against ICT. I'm not against really any trading strategy. I think anything can work as long as it has an edge. And I think your methodology honestly is like the least important thing, because I think finding your psychology is, you know, it's harder than anything. Like, yes, you do need a good edge, and the better your edge, the better probably your psychology would be, right? But I think just simply put, for Samrat, I would just look for something more simple, and then you can develop on your strategy along the way. But trying to learn all these complicated things is just not, you know, it's not necessary. That's my opinion, at least. What did a short look like? I think a short looked like this, right? We'll see if this plays out. I think any other day I probably would have taken this. Yeah, like you take this trade, if this closes below, which it just did, I go break even. But this is like my system, right? Is how I trade. I'll look to take profits this level. Let the less ride. If this closes super bearish, I look to add. You like this short for 100 points lower? Hey, I do too. But I also like this short for 100 points lower. And I like this long for like 80 points up, so. The market's not listening today though. You just joined on the go. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, trading's hard. It's really difficult, and I definitely do think you need a mentor. It would save you years, in my opinion. And I don't think courses are the right way. I don't think just like a live trading room where you copy trades, honestly, like kind of what I do here, I don't think that's the right way to become a profitable trader either. I think mentorship is probably the best, and that's the only reason why I'm thinking of starting some sort of mentorship. And it's not like you need mentorship, right? I think you can become profitable without it, but I think if you want to save time, you find a good mentor and you just poke their brain. You just ask a lot of questions, and whatever you learn, you gotta like apply it to your own concept. Like you can't just like copy, you know? I mean, you can if it works for you, but I think especially trading is very personal. So I think like developing a system that works for you, I don't know, I just think that'll be the most effective. As long as below 400 you're bearish. Where's 400? Oh yeah, I would agree. I would say, for me personally, it's 410. This price base. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Does your losing day need to be lower than your winning day? No, not on Top Step. They are changing that. I don't know when they're changing that, but they are changing it where after you take profits, you have to be above whatever profits you were at, whatever your balance was at to take your next payout. So that's only for new XFAs after they implement the change. And it's not terrible, but you just can't like build a huge buffer like I did and just take payouts off of it. You have to make like, so if you want to take another 5K out, you have to make the 5K. But it's not a huge deal. If you're consistent, it's just another way to implement consistency, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's not the worst thing that they could have done. They could have added consistency. That would have been worse. So. $8.45. Just more chop. Yeah. If I was live on this trade, not today, I'd probably close this out. I'm just looking at the other time frames. Like, I see this on the 5-minute. We just leave this huge wick, and we're respecting the 50-minute EMA again. This could absolutely dump, but I think if I was in this position on like a regular weekday, I'd probably just exit this. I don't think it's worth the risk. But yeah, that's just me. Yeah. And if we were in this trade already, right? Actually no, we wouldn't have. We would be break even. This actually would have just stopped me out break even. But I probably would have closed it a little bit earlier anyways, because of this candle. Yeah, P is looking bullish again. Looks like a 550 EMA day in the 5-minute. Yeah, I mean, if that's your strategy, you've just been trading this, profitable today? True that once you take control of yourself, you'll be profitable. I mean, it's a part of it. I think that, like we discussed this yesterday too. I believe the 3 pillars of trading are, and I read this somewhere. I don't remember where I read it, but and I still stand pretty firmly behind it. Is you need to master, number 1, your risk. You need to master your psychology, and you need to master your methodology. And none of those are optional. Like, you need all 3 of those. So when you say take control of yourself, I'm assuming you're referring to your psychology. And yes, you need that. Like, you can have good risk management and a good method, but if you don't have good psychology, you still won't be profitable. Like, you'll exit your trades before they hit TP. You'll hold your losers too long. Yeah. So I would say you need all 3. Yeah. With that said, I might cut the stream here, guys. You know, market's closing a little bit, and yeah, I mean, pretty much I've been done trading on this account for a while, so yeah. And it's the weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving yesterday too. If you're in the US, I don't know if it's probably not celebrated worldwide, right? Is that a dumb question? Yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Spend some time with friends and family. You know, that's why we trade, right? It's for the freedom to do that. So yeah, we'll come back next week. We'll come back Monday stronger. Yeah, I'll try my best to help you guys get some payouts. Let's do it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.